2024. I am Rachel, and this is
John.
Over the course of the weekend, you'll have the opportunity to earn up to $1,000 by working together to complete a series of tests.
We say working together, but of course you'll also be working at odds with each other because one of you is a mole whose job is to sabotage the tests. Some of the tests will be physical, others will be mental. Some will test your creativity, while others will test your strategic thinking.
Hey, my name's Matt. I am 41 and I am from Austin, Texas. I'm artistic director there and I'm ready to suss out this mole.
My name is Richard. I'm 34 years old from South New Jersey. I play poker for a living.
Back again for The Mole, Ohio, season 2024. You may recognize me from last year. Tragic second boot, but I'm excited to be back. Excited to actually not be like looking around wide-eyed and bushy-tailed with no clue what was going on like I was last season.
I'm Mira, 27, from Grove City, Ohio. And yes, I was on last season of The Mole, Ohio. I'm the second returnee player here playing this year. And I am a Ryan White case manager for people living with HIV.
I'm Wayne, I'm 39, I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I don't know a single person here, so it makes it a very interesting game for me. I have no previous relationships to go off of whatsoever.
I'm Nate, I'm 29 years old from Columbus, Ohio, and it's my first time playing a mole game. I am very excited to play a game like this. I played Columbus Traders and I got to be a trader and it was so much fun. It was just so much fun being like chaotic, and I just did not know I could lie that well. In any other game, I'm very honest and very upfront, very straightforward. But that game I was like, damn, I'm a pretty good fucking liar.
Last time I didn't have a single strategy. It was just like balls to the wall the entire time of the entire short time that I was here, of just being like, oh no, I believe it's this person. I immediately latched on to who I thought it was. I was wrong, and that was what got me out.
My name is Stephen Lupo. I'm 23 years old from Long Island, New York. I work as an actuary. I'm a huge fan of these reality shows, so I really wanted to come play the mole. I'm here because like I said, love reality shows, wanted to play, and want to try to win an LRG. And I think this is an awesome game to play. It's definitely interesting strategically, trying to maneuver through this game. And I'm gonna try my best to weed out who the mole is.
Ready for your first test? I need you to form 5 pairs. You have 60 seconds to pair up.
I'm starting now.
The pairs
Let's do it.
All right.
Hi.
Alright.
Who's not a pair playing?
Okay, perfect.
No, you can have
Yeah.
it. Do we stand next to
Remove
them or
first
what do we do?
then.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll scooch down. Yeah, we'll just rotate.
Alright, cool.
Sorry.
There we go.
Nate and his partner, Kat, will have a special role in this test. Around the house, there are 50 ping pong balls. All of you, except Nate and Kat, will be attached to your partner at the waist. And you'll be looking for the ping pong balls and dropping them into one of 10 buckets in the hall behind you. You might be wondering how you'll be attached to each other. The answer is with a slinky. When you find a ball, what you'll need to do is drop it into your slinky through the slats and walk it over to one of the buckets, and then, without touching the ball, drop it into the bucket.
So, what are Nate and Kat going to be doing during this? Well, remember how we said there are 10 buckets around? Each bucket has a player's name on it, and it's up to you, Nate and Kat, to match each player's bucket to a unique word or phrase taken from the player's dossier. If you match the correct word or phrase of the player whose name is on a bucket, each ping pong ball that ends up in that bucket at the end of the test will add $2 to the pot. If you pick the wrong word or phrase, that bucket earns nothing. You'll have 15 minutes for this test, and don't worry, after the test is over, we'll give you the full player dossier so you can study for your first quiz, which will take place tomorrow morning.
So excited. Yes. We've got this.
Okay, left behind.
Okay.
Vacation.
I already know this one's me.
Okay, there we go.
Should I go ahead and like?
Yeah.
We're good. Let's go to the buckets.
During the challenge, Mira and I were paired together, and I came up with a good strategy of, instead of us facing each other or being sideways and having to sidestep, that I would be, or Mira would be facing forward, and both of us facing forward towards where we were walking. And that way, if we stay close to each other, the ball will stay in the slinky, and then we can squat down and easily get the ball in.
The whole like premise of having the little slinky have to carry the ball, and if you stepped slightly too far apart, it would drop. Super cool. There definitely was a strategy to how to get the ball into the bucket and like how to carry with your partner. I noticed a lot of people weren't moving where the slinky was on their belt, whether it was like facing front or behind them or on the side. And that was something Steven and I did like right off the bat, and it seemed really helpful for us to collect a lot of the balls.
Who loves Gloria Gaynor? Fire eating. Oh, that's me.
Here we go. Coming that way. I think it's gonna be hard.
Alright, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
No. My keyboard.
Oh no, wait, we're right here. I'm on a wall. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, yeah. Alright. Oh, sorry.
Who's good at speed reading? Or who put that in their dossier? All right, Mira.
Me.
Oh.
Wait, or Trish?
Trish and I, we paired up fast. We're both competitors. We're both fairly athletic. So since Nate knew her pretty well, we put a lot of balls in her bucket. It was the one closest to us, so we could get there fast.
Who would put Gloria Gaynor? Or Step Brothers?
What do we do with the balls elsewhere? Does anyone like cats?
We can pick it up.
Oh, we can.
I think.
I think not.
Richard, did you put kitty cat in your dossier?
Yeah, did I speak to that?
Yes.
You speak kitty cat? Who likes Step Brothers? Step Brothers, anybody's favorite movie?
Does anyone like look? There's a bunch right here too.
Not very.
All right, let's
Try to get low.
Yeah. Who was in band camp?
We're a little too quick.
Oh, that was me.
Band camp. Okay, Wayne is in band camp. Perfect. Yeah, it's a kitty cat.
There is?
Gloria Gaynor.
They know Cat and they know Nate's for sure. Wait, no one's in Nate's yet. Let's do
They
that.
know Mira's.
Oh, right, yeah.
Do the ones that have the note cards.
Let's try and get somebody.
Does Viridian mean anything to anyone?
Viridian, that's a shade of green, is it not?
That's me. That's Trish.
Trish.
Trish. Okay.
Yes.
Who was in band camp?
That was Wayne.
Wayne. Oh, duh.
We're taking the camera out. Who? Oh, Step Brothers. Does anyone have Step Brothers or like the movie Step Brothers?
Balls in the bush.
Okay.
Bushy balls.
Bushy balls.
Steven, were you in you want to put Step Brothers in yours?
Yeah. Mine's probably the Step Brothers one.
Yes, okay.
Or maybe Gloria Gaynor.
Gloria Gaynor, isn't that put it back in?
Wait, who doesn't have one? What is it? The last one.
Sarah, did you put Gloria Gaynor in yours?
What did she sing? I might have.
Is she a singer? I thought she was an actress.
I don't know who she is.
She's like.
Gloria Gaynor is a 70s disco singer. She
Oh.
sang I Will Survive.
Okay, yeah, I might have put that for my song. I don't remember what it was.
Your song? Okay.
But I might have put that.
Sarah, when asked about Gloria Gaynor, she was like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And it was the song on her dossier, so I'm like, "You should probably know the song, and at least the person who sings the song, but your favorite song." Okay, we think that those are right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm out of
We're gonna
words. Are
repeat.
you out?
Yeah.
There's one in there.
Band camp, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, and then walk that foot.
Yep, we're gonna go this way.
Should we just drop in a bucket?
Yeah, I was waiting. I said about that. So.
And then there are 4 balls over here. That with Mr. Rogers.
You're taking Sean.
Oh,
And then fire eating is Nina.
Yes, for sure.
Slay.
okay, perfect.
Stepbrothers is Steven.
There
Nice.
Okay. Is there still that one on the couch? Or someone get ours?
And Brady. Got it.
Are there any ones we're real not confident about?
The only one was possibly Kitty Cat, might not be. But
Do you want to just do yours?
Forming some thoughts and using background information that I know about people and their history in games before. I'm a little suspicious of Cat because I heard Nate trying to figure out the words with the players. I did not hear Cat do that.
Surprised they only pop off there.
Okay, there's some over here they said, right?
You're good, baby.
Who's in the hole?
Perfect.
Well, like you said, it's been a long time with the one.
there's 3 over here.
We could do more than one at a time.
That would be nice. Oh, perfect shot right here. No.
Bounce in there.
Because he said he was confident about that.
Okay.
I know mine was right. Come on.
Okay.
Good job.
It would be really interesting if Nate was the mole, right? He's on his little wheelie with the knee, but he was kind of getting in everybody's way. So I thought that would be an interesting strategy, trying to get in people's way while they're trying to get balls there.
Guys, there's lots in the bathroom. Get your butts over here.
Oh,
Nate,
Steven, do you have stepbrothers or do you like the movie Step Brothers?
The movie Step Brothers.
Okay. Just trying to double check.
Did you touch my drum set?
I knew that was a reference, I knew I didn't do it. Steven, he kind of just like seemed like when I asked him if Step Brothers was on his dossier, he seemed like, it could be. And I'm like, it could be or it is, because I need to know. We're trying to get some money here.
So Nate asked who had the word Step Brothers, and I heard that about 2 times, and I probably waited like 5 minutes to give them the answer, because even though I knew this was going to be a challenge where a lot of people were going to say the right answer, so I wanted to find a way to not necessarily sabotage the mission in terms of money, but create some doubt in that maybe I could be the mole, because I didn't give my answer right away when obviously they screamed Step Brothers pretty loudly twice and I had no answer. So hopefully that got into people's minds maybe, and that could result in them doing bad on the first quiz, but we'll have to see.
There's one in the basket over here.
What's that one there? That deep light was red. Oh, there's 3 in the bathroom.
There's another one.
Wayne and Nina, we would tell them where balls were, and then later on, those balls would still be there. So Nina and Wayne are at the top of my suspect list right now.
We did miss the buckets a lot of times with balls. We both said in the beginning we are a little klutzy, so that could be why. I also feel like she stalled a lot when we were looking for balls. So I don't know, and she wanted to go to different buckets all the time. It was a little interesting.
So I was partnered up with Matt in the first challenge. We noticed some of the balls that were still out there, really easily accessible, called them out. There was one team in particular, Nina and Wayne. We told them, we were like, there are balls here, and then there are balls in here, and they're in these locations, like you can get to them very easily. Told them the number of balls. We came back and they were still there, despite the fact that that team had gone into that room and then out of that room, and that happened twice. Again, could be harmless, but it is something I'm definitely taking note of.
It's a little far to check upstairs. Is that there's one? Oh, okay.
We're good. We're doing ball couches.
That makes sense.
What would I do? $100.
Oh wait, look right there.
Oh, tucked away, huh?
I'm too short.
Okay.
We have one more out here in the hallway, guys.
Some we haven't gotten.
What's the time?
Ooh. Do these count?
Oh, I think there was some more.
This is $25.
Honestly, we could probably do it if we.
Here, let's do this one because we have no one left to do.
We gotta stay a little bit closer for this one when ping pong like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna.
There we go.
This one counts for 10.
Yeah, $10.
Double check the answer.
I know Rachel did a lot of them, and it's just not enough to like quite get them high, but you
You know
know.
what this is? It's just like
I was like, let's count the balls. And I was like, I counted to 50. And there actually wasn't 50, and that was not intentional mole behavior, but I am pretty sure people are going to think it is. I just genuinely am bad at math because I'm gay.
We're done. We did our task.
I think we did really good.
I think we did.
I don't. Not everyone was moving their belt to like adjust to walk.
We had a good strategy.
We did.
But we'll see if somebody said something
They lied about.
lied about one of their things. For some reason, I feel like there's going to be zero sabotage this round.
I feel like unless, yeah, someone had to straight up lie. But how do you lie about a specific word that someone else has a specific word?
Yeah, it would just mean that it's an obvious sabotage because you'll be able to see it on the docket or the dossiers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're not taking notes. We're about to get all that.
Steven and Mira, like, were just like sitting down on the couch before the challenge was over. Everybody else was still like looking for balls.
It's tucked behind that basket.
22 seconds.
Ah!
Where?
Right there, at the left shelf, up here.
Ah, okay, it's in. All right, we got.
All right, tuck and roll.
We're rolling.
Just get there.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I almost done.
All right, y'all. Yeah. Starting with Richard. With Kitty Cat, so we got it correct.
Yeah.
Nate and Cat, Richard. There are 4 balls in Richard's bucket.
4 balls.
In Kat's bucket, we got Veronica Mars, which is a correct answer. And also in Kat's bucket, we have 2 balls.
So that's $4.
$4.
For Matt, had Mr. Rogers, and that is correct.
Yeah.
And Matt had 2 balls. Still does.
In Mira's bucket, we have speed reading, which is another correct answer. However, in Mira's bucket, there is only 1 ball.
Wow.
For Nate, had gaycation. That is correct. And for gaycation, there are 3 balls.
You didn't know what they were. Okay.
In Nina's bucket, we have fire eating. As well, in Nina's bucket, we have 3 balls.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's correct. Sorry,
You guys are on fire. For Sarah, we have another correct answer for Gloria Gaynor. For Sarah's bucket, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
In Steven's bucket, we have Step Brothers. That is the correct answer. And also in the bucket are 6 balls.
Alright.
Viridian, is that correct?
It better be.
Okay. This is Trish, and she has the most. I want to say 13. Yeah, 13.
Nice.
That was correct.
Yeah.
And lastly, in Wayne's bucket, we have band camp. That is a correct answer. There are 7 regulation balls as well as a football.
That's $10.
$10.
Negative 10.
Negative 10.
How many regular balls are there?
7.
Okay.
In total, you got 48 balls into the correct buckets, which means that you have earned $96 towards the pot.
Just to put it in perspective, that was almost the entire pot last season. Like by the end.
It was rough.
This challenge was very interesting. I don't think I really fully comprehended what exactly was all going on. I think it was just a lot of chaos. But I'm really happy that we got all the answers right. Go us.
I mean, we killed it in the first challenge. There's no real suspicions on anybody so far.
You know, it was pretty hard for the mole to sabotage, and I don't expect them to try to sabotage so openly. I was hoping the mole might try to steal some balls or something like that, but they're tied to somebody, so they can't do it.
I think during the first challenge, trying to figure out which index cards belong to which player, people were just weren't answering the questions. I think people were trying to be a little bit more suspicious. I felt like Steven wasn't really answering things straight up, and then him and Mira stepped out of the challenge because they counted 50 balls and we were still missing 2. That was a little suspicious.
Everyone ended up giving Nate and Kat the answers to their specific word or phrase. I think a lot of people are trying to keep the cards close to their chest, not actively be showing sabotage this early on, because this is a challenge where if you did lie, it would be so super obvious, because we're about to see all the dossiers and see who lied and who didn't, and it's going to be public.
I think people are going to be deliberately doing what I'm going to do, which is to deliberately try to throw people off, cast suspicion on themselves. Noticed a couple of things during the first challenge that could have been honest mistakes, but I'm actually paying attention this time, which I didn't really do last time, and keeping my cards close to my chest, not blabbing immediately of who I thought it was when I noticed things.
Richard and Sarah were paired up. Nina had found 3 balls in one of the little drawers on the wall.
I found 3 balls in a little drawer in the billiard room, and took one, and then Wayne and I went pretty quickly to put that in a bucket.
And when we came back, Richard and Sarah were still there, and they took a ball, and there was no balls left. So between when we were there and Richard and Sarah were there, a ball went missing. So we are assuming it was one of them that did it. I don't know if it's mole-ish behavior or if they're just trying to stir things up.
And we are still missing 1 ball. 1 ball is unaccounted for.
Nina and I have decided to work together and keep our ball secret about the drawers to ourselves.
I have suspects already. So it's fun listening to people that don't have any suspects.
Just based off of people entering the house, Mira was my gut instinct. She she was looking fine, dressed to the nines with pink earrings, the stars, maybe she was saying that she was the star of the show. She was enjoying holding court, just being social, having the limelight on her. She might think this is her season to shine. kind of mole vibes.
I don't think it's Mira or Kat. Mira would be a dumb choice because Mira's an obvious choice based off of how she's played previous games. I think Kat has it in them. I just don't think it's Kat.
I don't have any suspicions yet because I'm suspicious of the people I don't know, but I feel like I should keep an eye on those that I do know because that'll get me.
So I do have a few initial suspicions, not very strong, but I think just people that I picked out that could be pretty good at being mole is like Nina. She's very smart and very, she seems very professional, but then also she's telling me she does burlesque and like eats fire and stuff. So I'm like, oh, you're dangerous. You are dangerous. You are someone that works a 9 to 5, employee of the month, and then you go to the burlesque bar getting tips and shaking your titties and eating fire.
I will say there were groups copying other people's strategy or whispering to themselves, so it's just subtle things to keep an eye on.
My initial suspects, just from like meeting people when we're coming in, are Mira and Trish. Those are the top two. I think working forward, I might work on eliminating people, but not fully eliminating, because I think once you do that, that's always a mistake. I assume the mole is going to kind of lay low a little bit now, but just from body language and my assumption on who might be the mole, I'm leaning toward maybe Mira, Trish.
The cast this season seems awesome. They all seem like great people. I've had some good conversations with a lot of them, so it's definitely going to be a fun season, but it's going to be interesting trying to figure out who the mole is, because I think that a lot of them could be the mole, a lot of them could not be the mole. I haven't gotten a good read on them yet, so I need a few challenges to see who is sabotaging, who is doing it to benefit their game and try to fool people, and who's actually doing it maybe a little more discreetly for nobody to see, and that person might actually be the mole. So those are the things I'm going to be looking for.
Everyone seems super nice, which, first impressions are kind of always like that, but I'm excited to see everyone's like real colors starting to like show up.
Everyone always seems really nice when you first get into games. This is a much louder and personality-filled group this year. I think last season the personality like screamers were myself, Trish, and Greg, and this year everyone's got a really strong personality.
I'm banking on the fact that there are people here that know me, and they know me very well, which means they believe that they know when I'm lying.
It was interesting to see people that I've seen play LRGs before. Trish and Mira coming back. I'm wondering if they're trying to get their redemption as a player or if they're coming back to play as the mole. So I have my eye on them a little bit. Sarah doesn't know this, but I watched her be the mole in a game, and she did not offer that information when I was talking to her. So I was like, okay, I got you, girl. I see you like to hide some information.
I'm so glad bestie love forever Daddy Matt is here, because I know I can trust him, except who knows. I found 3 ping pong balls like in the pool room in a little drawer. I was like, oh, there's 3 in here, so we grabbed Wayne and I grabbed 1, and Rich and Sarah were walking in the room, and I said, there's 2 more in here. Wayne and I went, put our ball in a bucket, came back. They were still right there. And when they left, there were no more balls. And we're still, 1 ball is still unaccounted for.
They were a pair?
Yeah, they were a pair in the game.
But why? The whole thing is like the mole is tethered to someone. So they would have to like convince or manipulate the player.
They were still standing there.
I knew Nina coming into this game. She and I have a special bond, and so I'm actually hyper aware of not having her stab me in the back. That could be a duo to watch out for, just even as a chaotic pair.
Mia and Steven, they sat down We had this okay. Sat on the couch before the game was over.
What were they doing? Just like having tea?
I don't know. They were just sitting there.
So I'm generally a data nerd. I like to keep everything in Excel, which my notebook will be my new Excel. And find all the little mannerisms of the mole and individuals who might be trying to seem mole-ish but a little bit too mole-ish. I'm hoping to befriend whoever the mole is, to assist them a little bit so that I get some suspicion on me when they answer for me potentially and stay in the game.
Well, I liked working with Sarah as my partner. She was cool. I'm really looking forward to working with Nate. I think that we're gonna have like a secret alliance soon where we kind of play both sides of the house.
I'm not seeing the adult beverage.
I'm excited to play this game and, you know, kind of like be a little bit more deceptive. Combine my strategies of like being honest with some people, probably not many, and pulling out that little traitor in me and, you know, aligning that with like whether I'm the mole or not, and figuring out how I can get people to just fudge up those quizzes as much as possible, because if my Scooby-Doo senses are wrong and failing me, I need to make sure that theirs are worse than mine so I can just at least make it to the next round.
Can't do math, I'm gay.
Oh my. I have a question for you. So we heard you calling out things like, hey, we've got this. I did not hear Kat say anything.
Well, they said that they, the first one, before we even went to the party, they're like, oh, this is
Right.
But they were
you're out there like, hey, who loves
you mean
Meridian?
like, okay, yeah. After we had most of theirs, we got like on the first just like going and they only have one card left.
Okay.
But they weren't necessarily screaming out. Yeah, it was just 5v5.
I think my strategy in the first night is just to get to know everyone really well. I'm generally pretty quiet until I get to know people, so I think that'll probably make me a little suspicious right off the bat, but I feel like there are a lot of previous relationships here where so many people know each other, so I don't know if that'll make me look more suspicious or just make me look like the new guy, but either way I'll go with it. If a little suspicion goes my way, that probably helps in this game, so I'll take it. She was a great partner, but I feel like we were going after the wrong ball, further away a lot of times. She was kind of leading that.
Okay. Ooh. You're like, there's one right here. She's like, but I think there's one over there.
Yeah, it was interesting. There was a lot of like standing up and things and walking high.
I'm a little suspicious of Nina, just because when talking at dinner last night, her partner had told us that during gameplay for the Slinky game, she was actively ignoring like very visible balls and having them go look in other places in the house for balls rather than getting the ones that they could see, bringing them back, and then going to search for more.
I think it's something pretty specific on your application, but
Settings clear. Should come.
What about the guidance?
The guys flying out there to play after this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Steven,
yeah.
I'm thinking about trying to find an ally or two to cause a little bit of suspicion and also take that opportunity to see if they really are an ally or potentially the mole if I'm an ally with the mole.
I think I'm gonna try and get after Steven too and leverage the redhead connection. He seems very smart and he's played these games before, so I think that he would be a good source of information for me to use and bounce off of, and maybe an outlet for connections with other people.
It's hard to tell because I know Trisha, so it's kind of hard to tell.
What's your vibe?
I don't know. I'm trying to look for anything that makes me off. So far, nothing. I don't think anybody's really like doing anything crazy. It's really hard to put up with
Right now, I am in a coalition with Rich. I'm in a coalition with Matt. Those are two people who I am still a little suspicious on Rich, but I think it could be, I think working with them is going to be beneficial for me. They've been giving me a lot of information. I've been giving them information. So hopefully we can keep that up and that could help me in this game. I don't think Matt is it because at dinner, Matt was giving a lot of information about the other table and a lot of specifics.
I think that we're both genuinely rooting for each other, me and Steven. There's kind of like an unspoken thing with redheaded people where you want them to do good too, regardless. So I don't think Steven's the mole, but I also told him I would not be disappointed if he was. I would be happy if he was.
Richard is a poker player and is very good at getting information out of people, I've noticed, and doesn't have to give a lot.
Richard, he came up to me and he's like, I know who you are. I know all the games you played before. He's like, but I'm gonna keep that information to myself. So I feel like he kind of strong-armed me into working, he's a very smart person, kind of strong-armed me into working with him. Since he knows kind of like my secrets, I kind of have to work with him, but I noticed that he keeps his cards close. In this game, I'm willing to work with someone who can keep the information in a little bucket between us. So I'm working hard with him.
I'm going to be trying to, as much as possible, pair up with like different people when it's in my control so that I can see how different players are playing the game. And as I continue to get suspicious, try to pay attention to those players specifically.
Don't get it twisted, I'll do anything, scooter or not, for deception to get to the next round because I do want that prize pot and it'd be great to just buy myself a new ankle.
Hello everyone.
Matt!
Now, if you've all done your homework, you know that the Mole Ohio traditionally has 9 players. This season, clearly, there's 10 of you. Now, that doesn't mean that this round will be a double execution, so don't worry about that. But it does mean that there will be a double execution at some point.
Ooh.
And to keep things interesting, when that double execution happens, is sort of up to you all. Confused?
Yes.
Let me explain. Now you all know that tomorrow morning you'll be taking your first quiz, and that the person who scores lowest on that quiz will be the first person to be executed. But we're also going to be keeping track of the group's average score on the quizzes. And the first time that the average score dips below the average score of the previous round, the double execution will be triggered.
Oh, wow.
Now, if that double execution is not triggered in round 2, 3, or 4, it will automatically be triggered in round 5.
Oh.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Good luck.
You stay.
For your next test, we've prepared a series of 4 puzzles for you to solve, each of which could be worth up to $20. But instead of you all working on them together, you will individually take turns working on each puzzle in increments of 20 seconds. Think of it as a kind of relay. Whoever goes first works on the puzzle for 20 seconds, and then the second person takes over for the next 20 seconds, and so forth. You'll take your turns following a fixed rotation, and your order in the rotation was decided in advance by the mole.
Oh.
That order is as follows.
Interesting. Oh. Huh.
When did the mole decide this?
So
Apparently at dinner, because that's the tables we sat at.
do the people
Oh my goodness.
What was she said?
What the
Apparently at dinner, because those are the tables we sat at.
And that is not
Matt,
too much
Nate, me, Wayne, Steven were at one table. Nina, Kat, Richard, Trish, and Sarah were at the other.
Ate them up with that. You thought you was
That's interesting.
I feel like that was the wrong one. I'm going to pay a lot of attention today to the people that I am less suspicious of.
We got this.
You got this.
I already know he's probably lying to me.
The people that are here think that I cannot lie, and they're very wrong.
I think the mole is flying under the radar right now.
Welcome to your first execution.